So this is an update on August 19th. Actually, I'll just show you this. So I've actually got all my 3 roosters together and hopefully getting on, which is a bit of a miracle, but I'm happy about that. Thank you, God. But I want to show you this. My water is running out. Okay, I showed you the one at the front here. It's down to about there. The reason I have orange hands is that I'm treating this scabies, which actually is working. Look, that was a lot worse before. I'm treating it with neem oil and, oh gosh, what's it called? Turmeric mixed together. Okay. It's a slow process, and my whole bed and all my towels are covered in orange, and my underwear and some of my clothes are covered in orange. But hopefully it is working. Now the thing is that obviously with the lack of water, that affects hygiene, and lack of hygiene exacerbates scabies. At least that's what I understand. So it's not a good situation, but you know, I guess I'm a test subject here. That is definitely looking better. I do have it on other areas that I can't show you because they're private parts, and those are worse than this on my arm. But look, if it's working on my arm, maybe it'll work. You know, I will. You know, if I've discovered a solution to something, I will definitely be telling everyone about it. See, here's another barrel, and this one also, you see the water's down there. If I turn it on, you see nothing. Can you see that? So it's down here is the water level, and this one also, this one's even, well, this is right down there, and that one up there, I think it's broken. I moved it from here because I have an idea to have like an outdoor sink here, and have the water naturally, you know, flowing downwards. But I think that one's broken. It's completely empty, that one, right now. And the one at the front I showed you in the other video, that it's really down low as well. The thing about barrels, the rain barrels, you can't really use the water that's right at the bottom except for Prince. What's the matter? What's the matter, darling? Eh? What's the matter? You can't really use the water that's at the bottom of the barrel except for watering plants, because it's all, you know, it's all the sediment, it's all icky, it's all the, you know, I mean, even filtering it, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't use it for anything other than plants. So this is my situation. And, you know, gang stalkers have put me in this situation over and over and over again. And as far as I'm concerned, this is attempted murder. I've already explained I'm running out of food. I have no income. My lawyers aren't responding to that. I told them nearly a month ago. You know, I'm asking them about the possibility of, you know, applying for a work permit and social security number and those things. You need to stop, baby. You need to stop doing that, Prince. Stop doing that, baby, okay? I don't know. Look, he's getting all... And now he's stopped because I'm filming it. How strange. Stop, baby, stop. In the last few days, there have been severe weather warnings to do with the heat, the extreme heat. I have no electricity, so therefore no AC and no running water, okay? You understand the problem here? And they've done this to me since 2019 when I arrived there. You know, it's attempted murder as far as I'm concerned. I can't go anywhere because they've stolen my truck, you know, and literally everybody that I contact, who is their job to protect and serve, for example, or government people, I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure you know what I'm saying. I am being gaslit is the word, actually. It's, mostly I'm being completely ignored, but the ones who do reply is full of gaslighting and just denial of responsibility and denial of what's happening. And I do understand that the traffickers, they have professionals on their side. I get it. They have medical professionals, they have law enforcement, as you know, and they are telling people that I'm a pathological liar or delusional, whatever. But facts don't lie, okay? I am here without electricity, without AC, without running water, okay? And many of my, even the batteries that I use for, you see, they're not letting me even think straight right now. The batteries that I use, for the solar panels, the solar generators they called, many of them were just sabotaged. I used to keep them over here, you see. I used to actually move them out and keep them over here with the solar panels plugged in. But, I guess they came in through there and sabotaged them, quite a few of them. So now I have the solar panels here and the chargers actually in my room, the ones that are still working. I wonder if somebody can even help me with this, if you know how. One of them that's a really big one, the most powerful one of all, the way they sabotaged it, and they've done that to others as well, is I don't know exactly what they've done, but it still works, but only with USB. So it doesn't work for if you plug a normal plug in it, if you see what I mean. And that's very important, because that's my freezer is not a USB, it's a plug. All right, and that is the most powerful, the highest wattage generator. So I need to use that, and I can't. I can only use it for lighting and charging my phone, which is a little bit useless, because I can use much smaller ones for that. So if anyone is good at these things, because I'm not techie at all, I don't know about these things, and I need some help here if you know about that. And any kind of information that can help me would be really great, because I'm being basically starved to death, and without water, how does anybody live, right? And I can walk a few blocks to the river where there's a faucet, but I can only carry maybe 1 or 2 gallons at a time, so I could use it maybe for drinking, but not necessarily for washing and cleaning and things like that. The hygiene issue is serious. I need to wash my clothes, I need to wash myself. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's my up. No, there's more actually. On the 17th, 2 days ago, 7 p.m, I remember it was, I was out here cutting the grass, and they hit me so hard with the ELFs that I was literally screaming, and I had to run in, and that lasted, it wasn't just less than a second. In fact, the one that happened when I was sitting here the other day when I was filming, that was quite a while, wasn't it? it wasn't less than a second, and that was recorded. I don't have money now to send that because I don't have anything right now, so I can't send that tape to be analysed or anything like that. But if any of you out there have the equipment, you want to do it, you know, you have my permission, and as long as you send me the results, obviously. Anyway, that's my update. I really need some help here, alright? I'm frightened and I need some help. Don't just look. I'm going to do another video about mind control, because I can't believe that, you know, here we are in 2026. We're supposed to be a civilized, I'm supposed to be in a civilized country, and I'm being totally ostracized, and, people are just basically, watching me starve to death. And in fact, before I starve would be that I will dehydrate, really, because the water, you can live without food for, I think it is 2 weeks or something. But without water, I think it's only 3 days, right? And, never mind me. I know there are animal lovers here. Don't, please help my animals, at least. If you don't care about humans, at least help the animals, please. Please. I need water and I need chicken feed. I'm giving them my food, but they don't like it, is the problem. I cook for them every day. I cook, and the supplies are diminishing. I've got I give them rice and some buckwheat or millet or whatever that I have, but those supplies are diminishing and they don't like it. So they don't eat it. And obviously they will eat when they're absolutely starving. Yes, they will, but I don't want to do that to them. I just don't want to do that to them. So I need some help here, please. And it's not necessarily, I just need, I don't even know what my rights are. And if my lawyers aren't answering anything that I ask, and none of the people, even the charities that I contact are not replying. And I know that it could be that the gang stalkers have just intercepted my communications, because they do that. But the thing is that I'm very traumatized. I can't just pick up a phone and do it. Because of the trauma, I can't do that. So even if someone would be kind enough to make a couple of phone calls for me, that would be really, really wonderful. I need some help here, or literally I'm going to die, and I've said this before. I do wonder, that's why I'm talking about the mind control, because this isn't normal. Is it normal for a whole town of people? I know they've been told lies. I know, and I know they're horrible lies, because I've heard some of them. But you'd think that there'd be at least 1 or 2 people in a whole town that would question, you know what? I've seen that woman and she doesn't seem like a terrorist. She doesn't seem like a prostitute. She doesn't seem like, violent. You'd think that somebody somewhere would just ask themselves these questions. And, if they're not, does it mean everyone is under mind control? Anyway, I'm going to do a video about that, because I'm really very concerned about that. None of this is normal. How can you just watch your neighbour die of starvation or thirst or whatever and do nothing? I've got nothing else to say. I can't. I'm just praying. I know that God has a plan in all this. And if it's just to take me home, well, hey, so be it. But that will be on everybody's conscience if you let somebody just die through lack of human kindness. I mean, that's just sick. This is not a nice video. Sorry, but no. but it's the truth.